So these are the most complex, and this takes the longest. But as long as you do the box method, you should be fine. Now you're going to be multiplying a binomial, which means 2, by a trinomial, which means 3. So I'll only do 3 examples because this takes a while. So I notice the dimension is a 2 by 3. So I'm going to go 2 down, 3 across. If you feel like you need more paper, there's scratch paper on either side of my room. Okay? So I'm going to go m minus 9, 2m squared plus 3m minus 6. All right. So since there's so much going on, I think what I'm going to do is just focus on the top row. So I'll cover the bottom row. So m times 2m, remember we're multiplying, is 2m cubed. Remember, you're adding. 2 plus 1 is 3. Then m and 3m is positive 3m squared. 1m and 1m makes 2m's. And negative 6 times n is negative 6m. If you'll notice, it does a pattern. 3, 2, an imaginary 1. Now that I did the first row, it's kind of harder for me to cover it up. Let's see if I can get away with it. Okay, that works. So now I'm going to cover up the top row, and I'm going to focus on this negative 9. So negative 9 times 2m is negative 18m squared. Negative 9 times 3m is negative 27m. And then negative 9 times negative 6 is positive 54. You'll notice here it goes 3, 2, 1. Here it goes 2, 1, nothing. It's always going to be a pattern. 99% of the time, it's going to be a pattern. Okay? So, in this, remember I talked about the diagonals. But this time there's more than one diagonal. So these diagonals are the same. And these diagonals are the same. So let's take it one at a time. Bring down the first one, 2m cubed. Now take the first set of diagonals. Negative 18 plus 3 is negative 15m squared. But there's another set of diagonals. Negative 27 plus negative 6 is negative 33m, and then you bring down the 54. Okay? If you notice, it's a pattern. 3, 2, 1, nothing. Okay? So let's try another one. And by the way, you see how that's kind of looks like it's fading? That's going to be a plus. So if you feel like you see that it's fading a little bit, it's probably a plus. Let's try number 10. So in number 10, that's a plus. So it's a 2 by 3, down 2, over 1, 2, 3. I definitely like to make these boxes bigger, so I feel like I have more space. Let me move this over so you can see it. 2r plus 3, 5r squared minus 8r plus 5. Okay, just like I did before, I'm going to cover the bottom row. You don't have to do that, but if it gets you more focused, then that's the great thing to do. 5 times 2 is 10r. There's 1 here and 2 here. That makes 3. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. I have 1r and 1r. That makes 2r's. And then 2 times 5 is positive 10. R to the first. I don't need the 1, but if I want to do it, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Now I'm going to cover the top row. You don't have to do that, but if it helps you for focus, and I'm going to focus on the 3. So 3 times 5 is 15r squared. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24r to the first. I don't need that, but I can put it. And then positive 3 times positive 5 is positive 15. Now remember the game. The diagonals are the same. The diagonals are the same. Bring down the first one. Negative 16 plus 15. Now remember, if you're stuck on this, you can do this in the calculator 2 ways. You can either go 15 minus 16 and get negative 1, or you can do it as negative 16 plus 15 and you still get negative 1. And I can put the 1, but I don't want to, but you can put it. Negative 24 plus 10 is negative 14r, and then plus 15. Now I feel like you've got it, but I need to go over the last one because it's dealing with x's and y's. And it's the same thing, it's just a bit more confusing because instead of having 1 letter, you have 2. So the dimension is a 2 by 3, that's plus 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I don't know why I'm making it so big, but that's okay. So I get 7x plus 1y, putting the 1 for my own sanity, 4x squared plus 5xy minus 7y squared. So I feel like especially with this I'm going to cover. So 7x times 4x is 28x cubed. 1 here, 2 here, that makes 3. 7 times 5 is 35. I have 1x here and 1x here, that makes 2 of them, but I only have 1y. 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. I only have 1x, and I have 2 y's. Now I'm going to do the bottom. This is a good time to cover. Probably didn't leave very much space, so I guess I could do my finger, whatever. So 1 times 4 is 4, 2 x's, 1 y. 5 times 1 is 5, 1 x, 2 y's. And 1 times negative 7 is negative 7. I don't have any x's, and I have 1, 2, 3 y's. Now, I'm going to look to see if the diagonals are the same. 2 x's, 1 y, diagonals are the same. 1 x, 2 y's, diagonals are the same. So although it's more complex, it's just following the same pattern. 28x cubed. If I have 35 and I add 4, I have 39x squared y. And if I have 5 and I subtract 49, I'm left with negative 44xy squared. And then I bring down the negative 7y cubed. Remember, the x is the one that beats out the y, so 3, 2, 1, no x. This is my answer. Your homework is to finish this page. It's worth 4 points. Make sure you show your work. And of course, just like before, the answers, actually they aren't here. They're right in the front, right there. So those are the answers for those, okay?